one more episode of Unlocking the AI Advantage podcast. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, it's AI Entrepreneurs YouTube channel. And this is Ramesh Danta. And in our continuing series on CES 2026, which just got concluded in January of 2026. So this particular episode, we are focusing on health tech. There's an article that we published that said 10 health tech signals shaping a multi-trillion-dollar future. Well, it's a multi-trillion. It's not a joke based on what I have seen at CES on the health tech. So I think the opportunity is huge in health tech. And today's episode, I'm going to cover all I saw that is happening health tech. It's nothing short of revolution. All right. So let's get going and straight into it. So health innovation at CES wasn't about hospitals or moonshots. For a change, this particular trade show, the health tech, was all about home, where people would prefer to get recovery and then get better, and routine work, prevention, and physical reality. When I mean physical reality, it's the physical stuff, not software. It's about AI coming in physical shape. So in this trade show, the AI showed up, but mostly in the background, and folded into products, physical products actually in many cases, with clearly defined roles. So it was a very refreshing change from what I saw about AI in last year's CES. And then this year it's real. So let's get straight into it. The very first thing is Cosmo Robotics. So Cosmo Robotics, they showcased Bambini, that's a brand, kids and Bambini teens overground pediatric walking exoskeletons. Okay, these are designed for natural gait training. So somebody has gone through some physical inability to walk properly, and so these exoskeletons help them get better, recover faster with a natural gait training. So what made these exoskeletons notable wasn't flashy robotics, right? It's not like robots dancing or whatever, but the focus on everyday walking in an everyday environment like a home, in the trail, but it's a regular walking rather than controlled lab settings. The message was rehabilitation that fits into real life. And by the way, so their exoskeletons won CES 2026 Innovation Awards. So moving on, the next one is from a company called Unocare. So Unocare demonstrated a multi-assistant system across assisted living and care contexts. Again, it's where people would like to live or people are living, not in labs and hospitals. The demos emphasized interaction adaptability, not automation, right? So how they interact with their daily life and different things. There were no bold clinical claims, just assistive behavior designed to integrate naturally into daily routines. And again, Unocare product also got an innovation award. And you could see the video that I'm showing you here where the Unocare's product scans your face for stress, burnout, and vitality. Okay, so the kinds of readings it gives out is to help you in that context. And the next one is Withings, Withings, and it made one of the strongest health tech showings at CES 2026 with a large booth and unveiling of body scan. Right, so the previously Unocare we talked about the facial scan, but now it's a body scan. And then the version 2 product that they came out with at CES, and it was a very, very busy booth. It's a $600 home longevity station. The system tracks 60 biomarkers, introduces AI-powered hypertension plus risk detection, and pushes home diagnostics closer to clinical territory, right? So this is happening where you live. And again, as I mentioned, about 60 plus biomarkers, and it's monitoring. The framing was not about replacing doctors, about bringing more signal into the home earlier, continuously, and with less friction, right? So it's happening continuously and with a $600 product. So again, you can see the photo in the video that you may be watching. The next one is a healthcare robot 733. So it's from a Body Friend is the company's name. So their product is called Healthcare Robot 733. Don't ask me what's the significance of 733. Appeared as a posture and mobility assist system. The booth stayed grounded, physical support assisted movement and balance, right? Not hospital workflow replacement. It reflected a broader CES trend toward narrow, well-defined healthcare roles within the environment where people mostly operate, not in hospitals. The next product I'm going to talk about is Neurologix. Neurologix longevity mirror, right? So these are a broader class of new devices that are coming. It's a mirror, it's a longevity mirror, used facial video and optical imaging, right? This is one more facial scan product here to infer wellness indicators such as stress, cardiovascular resilience, and recovery patterns and physiological age. Okay, positioned as a risk insight and monitoring, right? It's not a clinical version, but it's about giving you additional insights and monitoring it, but not diagnosis. So they're not really stepping beyond what they can do with their claims. It framed longevity as something that you check daily, like brushing your teeth, and it's something that stays with you. The next product is Muse. Muse refined its EEG based wearables, right? So this is another class of innovation that's wearables with a continued focus on mental state awareness. And this is another thing that I've noticed here. So lots of products and solutions, they're talking about mental awareness, mental state, mental health. So I think that reflects where our society, where the issues are. So this Muse demos emphasize calm, focus, and daily cognitive regulation rather than performance claims or clinical diagnosis. The signal here was subtle but consistent. Brain state tracking is becoming a daily wellness layer, not a medical event. So it's not about physiological, but it's mental, and it's a wearable that it goes on your forehead, and then of course has an app attached to it that gives you more insights. The next one is the Mimofit, and this is something that I really liked. It's demonstrated AI-assisted rehabilitation experience for neurological conditions, including Parkinson's, stroke recovery, and age-related mobility decline. The key shift in this was clear. Rehabilitation framed as a guided at-home activity, not clinical replacement or automation, right? So this is a Mimofit. It's something that I spent a lot of time on. You could see my video there in our YouTube channel. The next one is Earflow. This is where I've learned some new terminology. So they showcased a non-invasive device designed to treat negative middle ear pressure in children, a leading cause of ear infections. We know children, especially 5 years and maybe less than 10 years before the preschool area, so they get a lot of ear infections, and supposedly the pediatricians, after multiple ear infections, they would suggest surgery. But this particular product was positioned as an alternative to ear tubes, emphasizing prevention and pressure normalization over intervention. So I think this one will get a lot of take because of the alternative treatment that can be provided. Again, an Innovation Award winner, that's Earflow. And then the next is the Om Body. And this I felt kind of revolutionary. So especially for women who are going through a period-related pain and menstrual period-related pain and those kinds of pains, Om Body really came out with a good product. So they presented a wearable using a non-invasive neurotechnology designed to engage nerve pathways studied in neuromodulation research. Importantly, the positioning style stayed firmly in wellness and stress support, avoiding medical or therapeutic claims. And actually, one of the booth representatives, she was having menstrual period related pain during the conference, and then she was wearing it and she showcased this product. So it was pretty cool. The next product is Haply Robotics, right? It goes into the robotics domain and demonstrated a haptic device that gives you feedback, actually, that allows users to feel resistance and pressure during remote robotic interaction, right? So when you're interacting with a robot, unless you have the haptic feedback, it doesn't feel real. So that's what Haply Robotics does. In healthcare context, this represents a critical advancement, restoring tactile feedback, right? Where there's a touch and then you actually get the feedback as if it's real, and not just visual control in remote procedures. So again, Innovation Award winner. So I'm only highlighting some of the awards are, which I thought were revolutionary at CES. The next one is Abbott Laboratories. Abbott Laboratories product, it's called Libre Assist. a new AI powered feature within the Libre app, and it's Abbott has this Libre app, and this Libre Assist helps people living with diabetes make in the moment food decisions. Like you've gone to a restaurant, you've gone outside, and suddenly you come across this food and you don't know whether it's suitable for you, what kind of ingredients. So their app, looks at that and then predicts how specific meals may affect glucose levels. The feature is available at no additional cost to people who are using Libre already, positioning AI not as a premium upgrade, but as embedded support for daily decision making. Okay, so that's the Libre app. So the overall big picture here, is that CES 26 made one thing very clear. Health tech is no longer a niche corner of the show. It's actually the backbone of the next consumer tech wave. It was very loud and clear at Venetian Expo, as well as at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Multiple halls, digital health was prime and center. And so they really made lots of floor space available for health tech. And it's the AI and the sensors, robotics, the wearables, and voice analytics, and also facial and body scan kind of devices, right? So they are converging into a new model of care, one that's continuous, predictive, and deeply personal, and in the areas where, in the environment where people are already, there at the home and those settings, as opposed to a lab or a hospital. So if this year is any indication, the future of health won't be built in hospitals. It's built in our homes, wearables, our voices, on us, and along with the pets, which I have not covered at all. That's a totally different one. All right. So I was very excited about health tech at CES, and hopefully you've learned something new here. So this is Ramesh Zanta signing off for the AI Entrepreneurs YouTube channel on Unlocking the AI Advantage podcast.